Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Luna Lounge, hosted by myself, tFay, and Noctis, who will be joining us within 30 seconds. And we have our guests, Tiger Jess and Banana, the embodiment of chaos. Tiger Jess, Banana, are you
Hey
here?
all.
Want to say hi?
Hello.
There's Banana.
Hello.
I forgot I was pushed to talk. Dummy.
No problem, no problem. Just a disclaimer again, this podcast is being recorded. It is going to be put on YouTube and it will also be added to Spotify. We have links for that. Just go ahead and say podcast or Spotify in the chat and the links will appear if you want to give those places a follow. And besides that, welcome back, Noctis.
Thank you.
I was just telling everyone we have a Spotify now, thanks to your hard work, and a YouTube channel. If you guys want to follow, subscribe, and all that stuff, I'd greatly appreciate it. Share with all your friends on all the social media platforms that I don't really ever use.
Exactly. Pretty much.
And so as we start off, let's I guess start off with Tiger Jess, just because visually you are more left on the screen. Tiger Jess, do you want us to tell a little bit about yourself and your streams? What do you do? Anything else you want to say? Why you wear glasses?
I wear glasses because I can't see anything. I am a variety streamer. I started in February. I play RPGs and visual novels, things that are very story driven. I think that's about it. I recently started doing some craft streams. I don't know if that's going to be a regular thing for me. It's something that I'm trying out. I am a cosplayer and I'm also a healthcare worker.
Cool. Banana, did you want to give a quick spiel about you for those who don't already know who you are?
Hey all, I'm Banana. I play many retro games on like the SNES, GBA, mainly more complex games, and all around people just be like, "How do you do that?" And that's about it.
All right. Cool. So basically we brought you guys on because honestly, you're the first ones who volunteered. So this episode isn't particularly themed, though as a general disclaimer, we are getting a bunch of people who want to be on future episodes, so we are going to try to theme those more intentionally based on what combinations of guests we can have. But just from what I know of your both of your streams, I definitely would like to get into, I guess if I had to put in ways, both of you have a similarity in that neither of you really do the mainstream game streams. Is if that makes any sense. I just realized how redundant that sounds, even though it's not redundant. To clarify, you guys kind of just do what you want without thinking, is this what everybody on Twitch is going to want to see me stream? Which I think is very impressive for most people on Twitch, at least. Also, Noctis, I don't know if you're trying to talk. I see your PNG lighting up, but I don't hear anything.
I don't know. It's just lighting up.
Oh, okay. Just
like
confirming I'm not interrupting you. Just confirming I'm not
No, you're
interrupting you.
It's all good.
But yeah, I guess let's say so for those who don't know, Banana takes my point even more so in that he streams off a Chromebook.
Yeah, I'm so determined.
That's more a limitation for Banana, and that's how he works around is old emulators, stuff like that. So, I guess what drives your game choices, Tiger? So right now, like I started off by streaming through my PlayStation 4, so I was limited from the hardware. And I decided to start with the games that I already had in my library to see if streaming was something that I like to do, and I did really like it. I am enjoying it, and I am trying to get the hardware to do other games. I haven't really been in the know as to um, what is popular since I was having Nintendo Power was coming to my door. I haven't been like
Oh my gosh, Nintendo Power. Oh.
yeah, that's the last time that I was like in the know as to what is the it game to play.
I still can't believe I just heard the words Nintendo Power in 2021.
Oh,
You hear it
wow.
everywhere.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Nintendo Power is a very old magazine for when magazines were still relevant. And it
only stopped production 14 years ago.
it was
2007, I believe.
It was basically how you knew what games were coming out, updates and stuff like that. It was like before we had 50,000 YouTube channels to rely on for that information. It was basically
Unless you were
Nintendo
a
Power.
cool gamer and read Game Informer.
Or
Oh,
Game
Game
Info.
Informer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sometimes do look at that.
So Tiger Jess, you stream you at least you have been streaming a lot of visual novels, right?
Yeah.
So as
A
some
lot of visual novels and a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
so as someone who tried streaming a JRPG without English voices and gave up after a few hours and had to switch because my voice was dying, how do you do that? Like literally read that much text?
Short sittings.
That's true.
Like,
You can't
Um,
stream like for 12 hours, tFay, if you do that.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
no.
my Achilles heel, you know?
Uh, I've been playing games that have quite a bit of voice acting, so it does give me a break. But the first few days, definitely my voice needed a break, and to kind of mix it up and make it a little bit more interesting. I do have a channel reward where people have me give different voices to the character that I am reading their lines.
Oh, that is interesting. That is interesting. What is the most ridiculous request that you've been given?
Yours.
W-
I
I
could have.
The
I would have
What?
bet money on that. I would have bet money on that.
Has
okay.
what was it? Mickey Mouse impersonates Donald Duck or something?
It
I don't know. I
was
couldn't
That?
do it.
it was Donald Duck doing an impersonation of Mickey Mouse, but you are unable to do it, so I swapped it around. So it was Mickey Mouse trying to do an impersonation of Donald Duck. I think you did a great job.
I'm so curious what that even be now.
Yeah, see that's content. All right, I'm giving Tiger Just content. Now everyone wants to go to watch Tiger just to redeem that and see what it is.
It's
They
weird
could
that
just
she
watch the
disabled that
VOD.
for next stream.
Don't tell them about the VOD. That's cheating. We're trying to get viewers here.
Still gonna get interested either way.
Exactly. Funny enough. Well, Banana, do you have any really weird channel awards?
No. Well, besides like I don't know, like last year I had egg time where I literally eat a boiled egg on stream.
Oh
Wait,
yeah, I remember that.
that is fascinating. What? Why do you sound like you got sick from that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Because like chat made me eat 3 eggs in a row.
Oh wow, that's
No salt, nothing to accompany it, dry as heck. Hmm.
Right,
You know,
Banana was for a while was looking at egg emotes.
oh, is that why we had the egg emote before?
Yes, all
Oh,
the egg emotes and the egg expired.
oh my gosh. Actually, no, that's an interesting possible starting topic, I guess, for as long as it goes. Channel points. I actually had I was on a different stream and they were commenting how I apparently have all these fun channel points, and I thought back, I'm like, most of them just involve me getting tortured, but okay. And I think it would just be very interesting how I guess newer streamers go about getting like choosing what kind of channel point rewards they want to do.
Um, I've kind of been basing myself on other streams that I have been participating in and thinking, oh, that looks like fun. Other than like the ones that I came up myself, I think I only had like 2 custom ones, and I went out and looked for some ideas. Like for example, your um, uh, stream control, that was one idea, because one of my friends wants me to get into more scary games, after having played Bendy and the Ink Machine, which had great reception, but I don't have the nerve to start it on my own. So it's like kind of incentive for some people to collect the points and torture me with that.
No,
Mm.
that's the correct answer in term like what to do. You look at the suggested ones. Because the ones that they suggest, like hydrate, stretch, ones like that, they're just common and they're perfect for people that just started watching you. It's perfect for them to spend their points. But like as you get up to the more advanced ones, try and blend them with some original ideas that fit your stream, but also as a viewer, what do you like doing in other people's chats? I would agree. I like the stream control. I think is a great one. Isn't that one of the basic ones they offer?
No,
Now I'm looking
actually, it
through.
is.
No.
If you're looking for, if you're talking about the initial ones that are default when you become
Mhm.
affiliate, that is not one of them.
Right
I don't
here.
even think any of the ones that people actually use are default. Things like hydrate, stretch, those are not default either. The things that are default are things like highlight my message, use send a message in sub only mode, unlock an emote, modify an emote.
No, I just went to custom rewards. Right in here, IRL, you have hydrate, posture check, stretch, word ban, no cussing, voice ban. I would truth stream controls in here, but there's guide the raid, ones like that.
No, guide the raid's there. No, I'm just trying. I don't know them all. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I'm cheating, and I went
Oh
to
well, that
Me as well.
custom rewards
you
collection,
guys
so I
are
know for
all right.
sure
You know
what's
what?
in
All
here.
right. My point is,
Oh
stream
wait,
control is not a standard one, so that still is
5,000.
applicable.
Pick a game for me. There it is. I knew there was something like that in there.
I
It's
would
just
not.
everyone.
I would argue pick a game is not the same thing.
It's similar.
That's fair. That's fair.
To me, it sounds more like a suggestion than like I mean like similar to pick, but it's just
Yeah,
But even
like
if it leads, yeah, I was gonna say even if it leads you to stream control, it's like it's a common. I've seen it in a lot of people's queues. It feels like.
I guess I have yet. I'd like to meet them and sort of just ask what happens when someone redeems them, because I have yet to see someone play a game they weren't intentionally gonna play anyway for a for a low relative uh channel point cost.
Yeah, 5,000 is pretty low.
I mean, you donate 1 bit, you get like 400. You subscribe, that's like 600. If you're there for like a few hours, you'll probably get another 1,000. And then you're just like, that now you have to do a full playthrough of Super Mario Kaizo, and I'm like, no, no, go get Banana to do
yes,
that.
yes,
No,
chaos. One of
Yeah, you
us.
earn. I think it's 330 per hour, unless you're or is it three? I'm trying to think of the exact number
I think it was like
for how many
220 per
channel points.
hour.
Yeah, it's not much unless you're subbed, in which case it's 1.25.
or you
Right?
could go for a higher tier sub and get even more points. There are people who do a tier 2 or tier 3 sub just to get more channel points.
That's insane.
That's scary as well.
I know I've
If you
done
want,
it for short periods of time. I know some of the people in this chat have also done it, not necessarily for me. I just saying that I know they've done it. It is if your channel points are that good, it can actually make people want to sub for those channel points. I don't know what kind of channel points do you or channel rewards do you have, Noctis?
off the top of my head, the ones that people like to redeem are the basic ones. hydrate, stretch. Apparently, when I'm drinking on stream, people think I'm not drinking enough water. Go figure. But let's see. Gamer Fact was pretty popular until I realized it's hard to come up with them on the spot. No matter
What
how
is a
much you
gamer
know,
fact
eventually you will
for
run out.
the people at home? What's a gamer fact?
Just a random bit of video game knowledge. And as the perfect example, I stole that from tFay. He did his weeb knowledge fact.
Yeah, that was one of my very first channel awards. Where, just to clarify, basically you redeem that, and I'll tell you something anime, weeb, Japanese related. And I know people who did try to copy me and actually did add their own versions of fact channel awards. Then they realized that coming up with facts on the spot is very difficult. So I would say if there's anyone listening who likes that idea, just pre-write facts down on a piece of paper. It's not that hard, and you could still
That's
give the
cheating,
fact.
though.
Well,
That's
yes,
cheating.
100% it's cheating. But I'm just saying, if you want to have that reward, depending on what type of streamer you are, just until you get to the rhythm of things.
That's fair.
So we have an interesting question from the live chat. Once you get into the high number of viewers, how do you balance points and rewards between the horde of people but still get people to follow you?
tFay, we're gonna let you take this because we're not a big time streamer like you.
Well, I wouldn't call myself a big time streamer, but just to, I guess, clarify the relationship between viewers and channel point rewards, a very common price for hydrate, just generally on most streams, is like 500, maybe 300 or something like that. Now, if you get into the streamers who have thousands of viewers, they will literally make hydrate 2,000-3,000 channel points just to hydrate them, and other channel point rewards that we might have at like 10, 15,000, they'll have it like 50,000, 100,000, because they have so many people in their chat that they literally have to adjust. Otherwise, they'll have channel points being redeemed endlessly. Now, how do you balance that? There is sadly no formula, especially because you don't know exactly how many viewers you're going to have, or how many will actually have channel points, or how many will want to use their channel points. I've basically gotten by just by literal adjustment and experimentation. I literally just make a channel point award, I put it at some arbitrary value, and see what happens. And if it, is not being used, or people say it costs too much, then you could just adjust it. It's something you can even do live on stream. And beyond that, it just comes down to experience. But
that's most of streaming. When it like, how do you deal with this? How do you adjust to that? It's just experience. The longer you do this, the more times you've encountered any problem.
oh yeah, 100%. It's literally just, I mean, I haven't been streaming that long. I'm almost at my 1 year, like another month in. But I just stream a lot. And you just kind of learn as you go. I've had many streaming failures and faux pas that we can save for another stream if we want to have an entire stream of streaming fails. But that might get into a pretty negative conversation.
That'd be pretty fun to see.
I don't know. That'd be a kind of fun question to ask streamers that are comfortable answering. Is what's your biggest mistake you've made so far?
What's the? Oh gosh, I feel like I have to set a standard now.
Oh no.
Leaving the camera on at the end of the stream.
Oh, that happens.
I mean, not ending stream is like the most basic of streamer faux pas.
Yeah. Happens to
as long
the
as you
best
don't
of us.
take like your pants off or something insane, you're usually pretty good.
That's why ending screens are great, because even if your stream's on, there's nothing to see. It is part of one of the tactics. All right, I always switch to another screen before you quote unquote end, just in case. Feel free to mute your mic too. Just leave the stream on and have nothing happen.
Go to bed.
That has happened to someone, not me. Those who know who it is, feel free to keep it to
Yes.
yourselves. But there was a
Definitely.
streamer who literally went to bed and their stream was on, and they found it the next morning when they woke up. Oof. Oh no.
Ah, that's awful.
It
I
hurts.
see. That seems like something an editor should be able to do, like for you. It's end your stream.
I will say, of
That's
all the powers you can give people, ending your streams are not actually one of them.
You wouldn't do that. There's no one you would trust.
No.
Like
I mean,
you-
like
like,
literally,
what-
there's no way to give someone the power to end your stream. Like,
No, I know, but I think like as in Twitch you have different levels. You have moderator, but you also have editor. Editor can do cool stuff like change your stream title, stuff like that. I think they should have the ability to end your stream.
But don't they
And it
need to
should-
have access to your software?
they well, if they were to end the
Well,
stream, then
no.
yes. Noctis is speaking from a hypothetical.
Yeah, I'm like from a Twitch side, it'd be kind of cool if Twitch could like send that signal back to stop your stream, or even if they stop broadcasting it. I mean, Streamlabs has and OBS probably has a way to monitor if you're not broadcasting, right? Why not just if you're not broadcasting, stop it. Boom, there you go.
I mean, Discord has a pseudo feature in that regard. If you're in a Discord call by yourself because other people leave and you forget to leave the call, it'll just kick you out of the
Never done
call.
that.
So, like, hypothetically,
Pretty
if I'm talking one-on-one with Banana, right, and then Banana leaves the call, and I'm just like, let's say I'm playing Fortnite, like all the cool kids, and I just don't realize that I didn't leave the call, I'll just automatically be booted from the call.
I see.
Which is it is a really pretty good. It's a pretty great feature, not gonna lie. Like it makes you feel silly when they tell you you've been alone for 5 minutes, which is kind of sad as a sentence. You've been talking to no one for 5 minutes.
We're gonna cut you off here, bud. Sorry.
Pretty much. What if I wanted to be in a call by myself? You never know. You never know. I don't know. What is my biggest streaming faux pas? I've had so many fails. It's pretty much just become synonymous. I'm trying to think of something that's like really, really, really bad. I think I don't know if it's biggest faux pas, but one thing that I remember was a pretty big fail was everyone wanted me to raid streamer X. All right, not gonna name any names. They were like, "Oh, raid streamer X. It's their birthday, yada yada yada." And I was like, "See, I didn't say this at the time, but I didn't want to raid streamer X because streamer X was recently in some drama with a friend of mine." And so I was like, "No, that's okay, that's okay. We're gonna raid this other streamer, who doesn't stream very much, right?" And this person that I was raiding honestly wouldn't care if I raided them or not, because they rarely ever stream. I had no one else to stream. I just didn't want to raid person X, right? Even though it's their birthday, and generally it's pretty nice etiquette to stream someone doing a birthday stream, right? And then we raid, and then we're like all spamming the raid message and all that stuff, right? And we're not getting any response for the stream. This is going on for like a few minutes. And then we realized that the streamer had actually raided already the end of the stream a while ago. They just didn't actually end their stream. So we raided and thought we were talking to the streamer when it was actually someone else entirely. And then everyone just started yelling at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Why?
See, I don't think doesn't sound like a faux pas on your part. That sounds like a more a faux pas on their part.
Well, from
They
then
ended
on, I
stream.
literally always check the stream I'm raiding.
Well, also just
like way
Twitch in
before I
general
rate
as
it.
well.
Because
That
that was
person had an editor. They could have edited stream. It would have been a problem.
And
But you can't do that. Put that on things Twitch needs to change. Make
Oh
that
my
hashtag.
that list is like
This needs to
20,000 things
happen.
long, and it would never get done.
Is half the list just the words Twitch mobile?
Oh yeah, you seen that I put those
Twitch
there, huh?
mobile.
Oh
I,
my.
Oh my god.
I,
So okay,
so Twitch mobile is so behind, and it's the platform that I'm usually on all the time.
same Tiger. I get it.
What
Mobile
actually?
delays the worst.
How do you? That's actually an interesting question. If you're a streamer, right, and let's say hypothetically that every one of your viewers is on Twitch mobile, so you have like no direct immediate feedback when for anything, right? If you're playing a game like should I pick door A or door B, you're like, chat, which door should I pick? And then you're just sitting there in silence, waiting for chat to even hear your
Oh,
question.
it's awful.
Oh,
I mean, you guys. I know you guys have had to have dealt with that. It's awful. You're just like, I know people are watching and people are commenting. Or any feedback, and then they say door A, and you're already walking through door B because you got tired of waiting. It's
Yeah, well, what are
awful.
you supposed to do? If you wait, right? You are literally waiting.
Yeah.
They receive your question, they respond, but then they also have to see you waiting for them after
Yeah.
they get the option. It's like actually a terrible. It's like you don't want to wait for them because then the stream is just awful. But then you're also ignoring the chat, right?
that
Oh
is
my
true.
god.
It's true.
So I guess the
So
question. Yeah, go ahead,
I
Noctis.
was gonna say. So I was thinking of this on the way home, and I'm kind of and you guys don't have to answer. I'm kind of curious. When it comes to streaming, how many people in real life know that you stream? Because like as I was thinking about it, my wife obviously does. She streams. My mom does. She streams. But like outside of that, no one, none of my IRL friends, not my coworkers, no one knows I stream.
Wait, are we creating? I need to
I'm
create a
sure
distinction here between knows and watches.
they don't even know. They have no idea.
Like
Uh,
people I know IRL. Well, like my mom and my brothers know that I stream, but I don't think my mom gets the concept because she'll like call me even though I've told her that, Sundays I stream from 2 to 4. So I have to answer this phone call because my mom's gonna think I'm dead. Other than that, like my husband, he streams. So Magma just started streaming, and then my roommate also knows, and she like they both respect the fact that that I do this on the weekend. But other than that, I think I have a few other friends that know that I stream. And that's about it.
I only got two people that know that I stream, like my best friend, Mr. Clean, and another friend somewhere else. That's about it.
I told most of my IRL friends that I communicate with anyway that I stream, but I don't think any of them watch me. I don't think they watch Twitch in general.
Okay.
Like I haven't even literally given them I said most for those freaking out in the chat.
See, the reason I say that is because someone we know posted pictures of their merch to their Facebook in hopes of getting people to see it, buy it, share it, whatever. Which Chase, Noob Gamer, also did the same when we were doing the charity marathon back in November. He got a bunch of people through Facebook to donate money to him. And see, that's just a foreign concept to me because I try and keep my streaming life, we'll call it, and my IRL life as separate as possible. So I don't know why, just how I do it. So I was curious if other people have that same dichotomy.
Hmm. Interesting.
Like, would you ever post your going live on Facebook?
Well, I did at the beginning to kind of get the ball rolling, but I've stopped doing that. And I made a Twitter that's specifically for my Twitch account.
Yeah, so I guess the weird thing is like if I'd just be scared of accidental doxing. So like I don't really care if people who would have me on Facebook know that I stream or come watch, but I've literally had people IRL come into the stream and then say my IRL name and then I have to immediately delete the message as fast as possible or ban them or something or other. Because a lot of people, especially if they're not Twitch native, don't know general Twitch etiquette, or even among those, they might say, "Oh, hey, I know this streamer, to Tiger, who's comfortable saying her name is Jess. Why can't I say your first name?" And then I have to go, if you try Googling me, you'll know why.
Yeah, tFay killed 17 people back in the 90s, and he's still on the run for it.
18! What?
So we gotta
That's
keep,
good to know. I'm coming after you
we'll
now.
keep them around. Oh man.
I mean, I don't know.
No,
All right. Actually, here's a
think
side question to that,
okay.
before we get to your thing. Would you want your parents to actively watch? Well, your mom streams, but in general, like, I know a lot of people whose parents literally make accounts of Banana's dad, Banana's mom.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
What?
Like, they identify themselves as the parent in their username.
Oh, well, that makes more sense.
Yeah. No, like my dad wouldn't have grasped. He was old school. He wouldn't have even grasped the concept of streaming. I don't think.
Gosh, I don't even think my dad has high-speed internet.
That's
Ouch.
fair. There's always Twitch. Oh yeah, never mind. Never mind. Mobile.
I
But
mean, if
you
you're
can still
just
watch through that.
watching, yeah, if you're just watching, I think the Twitch mobile experience is fine. I mean, if I just want to like have the stream up and just listen to it and not talk at all in the chat, I think there's nothing wrong with that, because you're just listening anyway. It's basically a podcast. A podcast.
That's funny. No, I would say that accidental doxing, that accidental people finding out where I live, that just scares me to the point of it's just better not to even risk it. Cut off everything you can.
And yet you tell people your name on stream. Not going to say what it is for the podcast, but just in general.
Yeah, well, a first name is different. A first name is really different in comparison to like linking people that know you in real life. Someone's gonna slip up and someone's gonna find out where you live, and that idea terrifies me. They might steal some of my stuff,
Be careful.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
true. Actually, let's flip that around. Is there ever a point that you would tell one of your Twitch friends, personal information about yourself, whether that just be your name, phone number, yada 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 yada, or you just like, nope, I'm keeping a wall between all of you. Get out of here.
Yeah, I think that's where I would draw the line.
I would say the exception to that is when your wife hypothetically shares photos of you when you were in high school. Hypothetically, of course.
Hypothetically, I may have seen these photos and they're amazing.
Oh man, that's fair.
But like, I know, I don't do this often now, but like when I first started getting really active on Twitch and stuff like that, I became good friends with a bunch of people, and they know a bunch of personal information about me. Like some of them know my address, my phone number, stuff like that. But that was also like when I wasn't really big streamer kind of thing, and I feel that now that I'm actually a streamer, I'm a lot more hesitant of giving information out to people. It still happens very occasionally if I just like really trust the person, or is there really big need to it, and stuff like that. But it really is. One time I found it really funny. Again, not saying who. Someone literally DM'd me saying, "tFay, it's time. We've known each other for quite a while now. I think there's no other way around it. We have to exchange first names." I was like, are you freaking serious with this build-up? What the frick? Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you guys cut your hands and became blood brothers. That's awesome.
That sounds really sketchy. Yeah.
It's like we need to talk. You owe me this. Tell me
Name.
your
I
first
give name
name.
to you.
And then my
I
favorite
have
part
watched
is
you 100 hours.
I tell them my first name. I'm like, sure, you know what? You've earned it. All right. My first name is T. And then they go ahead and literally never use my first name in any context ever after. I'm like, then why did you even want to know? Why did you even ask
Yeah,
me?
'cause
Because that
you're
name
not
didn't
supposed
suit
to.
you.
The name didn't suit you. We're gonna call you Tom from now on. I hope you're okay with
Ew!
that.
No offense to Toms, but no! No!
So it has a T in it.
Ew! Oh my gosh, no. Like, for those who don't, I hate standard names. So, not saying they're bad for people, I just never want myself to have, like, I do not have a standard name, which screws me over Google-wise, but I love that I don't have a standard name. I would not enjoy having a name like Tom. Just no. Just no. I don't know, Banana. How do you feel having your first name of Ba?
Banana.
Banana. Mmm.
I mean, oh my,
That's funny.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking of oh my gosh. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we've all had an awkward conversation over Discord with with a person.
I mean,
We've all
who
been
has
there. It
who
happens.
having an awkward conversation is just like having an awkward conversation in real life. The only difference is you can see the awkwardness. You know, you can
That's
see the I don't want to be here right now. I want to leave. It's
happy. You delete the chat and you call it good. They still have a record of it, but as long as they don't talk to you ever again, you're fine.
just ban them. Oh my god.
Exactly.
All right, all right,
That
there's a
or-
topic
yeah.
for you. Banning people. Have you ever had to ban someone, guys? This is for all of you. And the live chat, feel free to chime in. Have you ever had to ban
Ooh.
someone outside of the obvious bans, right? Like if someone just comes in and starts using, really, really inappropriate words and
Big
starts,
falls.
threatening people, sure, yeah,
Yeah.
they get banned. Like that's not interesting. But like,
Okay, so
interesting bans.
I want to combine a previous question. What was your biggest faux pas as a streamer? And have you ever banned someone with?
Oh,
I had a
what?
guy come in. I thought he was a robot. I thought he was a bot. So I banned him. And his friend, which happened to be in chat, told me he wasn't a bot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I felt
Yeah,
kind of
that
bad.
happens a lot. To be honest. I mean, if they were like doing weird things, yeah, I can see it.
And see, yeah, but like, yeah, the person happened to be from the Ukraine, so English wasn't their first language, I'm guessing. So yeah, I just took it as a sign they were a bot and banned them. I felt bad ever since.
Awkward.
I didn't unban them, so it's fine. Tiger, Banana, banning people, go.
I haven't really had to ban anyone. All I had was the big follows, and that's about it.
Yeah, like, do you want to be a big streamer? Here, come buy my follows. Yeah, those guys, they're out.
Had
But
them
then I had
so long.
another one just come in and was like, "Hey, come watch my stream later." I'm like, "I don't even know who you are."
Oh my gosh. Do we have to start talking about etiquette? Okay, well, before we get into that whole etiquette thing, which is an entire another giant sack of worms, I guess for this can apply again for anyone. Let's say you're big time streamer, right? You have your own community. Let's ignore that we have a shared community here. All right.
Very cool. I'm tFay. All right. I'm in my mind. I'm tFay.
All right. So you have your own community, and what does it take for an active community member to be banned? Right? Which is a lot more of a serious thing because not only do you ban them, you also have to essentially explain to people why they were banned. Or do you just tell them, I banned them, shut up?
That's
Racial
tough.
slur, I think, is a pretty easy one. We'll go there. That is tough. Like at one point, do you ban someone that's kind of your friend, but also kind of one of those like points of contact that you have in the Twitch community? Because if you ban that, like banning someone is pretty straightforward. There's no real coming back from that. After like if tFay just straight up banned me and didn't and with a warning, and I'm kind of curious what you guys like. How would you respond to being banned like that?
Maybe
I don't
like
even know.
first ask. I it's kind of hard to answer this.
I guess so.
On
If you're
it,
banned
I
with
would say
no
it's
content,
like repeated, yeah, like repeated offenses is what it should be. Because if they're a regular in your community, obviously probably the first step you do is reach out to them, say, "Hey, could you not do blah blah blah?" And they say, "Sure, fine, whatever." And they do it again. You ask them again not to, and eventually it's like I don't want to have to time you out or ban you, but you're getting me to that point. So to me, it would have to be something they're repeatedly doing.
Yeah, I think I'd be in the like similar mindset. Just give a couple warnings and maybe put them in a timeout and then ban them
and then ban them.
and then ban them.
How long is
That's
then?
fair.
4 strikes, you're out.
I mean, so and I could give my own banning stories because I have a few, but the general counter to the 4 strikes or 3 strikes, if you want to be baseball faithful, I don't know where this 4 strikes comes in. But 4 strikes and you're banned. Like, if you know there's a threat to the community, right? And you know that there could there's like, all right, that seems pretty sketch, but I'm gonna warn them and see what happens. And then they realize that they're gonna be banned, like if they do anything else, and then they just basically go all out and they do something terrible before you ban them, and then you think, well, I could have prevented this, right? Like if I ban them when I realized they should have been banned instead of giving them chances just because they're active in the community, then we wouldn't have had this other giant issue that's currently upon us.
Hmm.
Right?
I guess the only thing I can think of is I had a guy in my chat once. He was telling really inappropriate jokes, and it turned into I need you to stop. You're like because you're not really you're threatening that you're going to alienate other people in chat. You're threatening Twitch is going to have a fit. It said the word simp like 6 times in a row or something,
Oh, jeez.
and it just
I'd
yeah.
insta-ban. I don't even talk to them. I'm just like, bye.
Yeah, like let's say Banana just started telling inappropriate jokes in chat. How many inappropriate jokes does Banana get to tell before you ban him? We'll make this a math problem.
Let's see. Bananas typically have 4 peels, right? So I'd say 4.
Oh, we're back to 4 strikes and you're out. I'm just saying.
Well, at least I'm giving a logical reason this time.
Yeah.
Tiger
No,
Jess has 3 claws in each paw, so I'm gonna say 3 for her.
all right,
Yeah.
do me. How many inappropriate jokes do I get? You have me curious.
You have one outdated controller in your PNG, so I'm gonna say 1.
Oh my gosh.
This is some bias here.
100% biased. For those who don't know, I'm completely biased against old retro games. Not that I think they're bad, I just think that I hate them every time I play them.
Get
So
good.
seeing that controller in his
Good.
PNG is like taunting me.
Oh man. Okay, so here's okay. What's the next game you guys have planned? Banana, like for you, what do you think you're gonna be streaming next? What big game?
This might be spoilers, but It Takes Two.
How is that spoilers?
Ooh.
Or are you just
I don't
spoiling the
know.
surprise of It Takes Two? Actually, wait,
Yeah.
who's your partner?
I don't know. Might be Mr. Clean. Maybe.
Ooh, that is pretty cool. Banana and Mr. Clean, the clean
Yeah.
banana combo.
Yeah.
Cancels out the
How about you,
chaos.
Tiger? Oh man.
The next big game or just the next games that I'm playing?
Let's say
Like
the next. Is there any big time, like, I guess, came out recently games that you're playing?
When I said big game, I meant that's going to be like a multi-stream. Like it's not going to be like a 2-stream and done. It's going to be like 3, 5, 6 parts.
Long run.
Well, this month I'm playing. Gosh, what am I playing? I'm playing Zero Time Dilemma and Kingdom Hearts 3. But, like, as far as new games go, I'm looking forward to Neo: The World Ends with You and World End Club.
Those, yes. I honestly am not sure if I'd be able to stream those, but gosh, do I want to play them.
See, I was gonna say, Rosie was in chat. We could do. She can be up for this. Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Let's say, all right. Here's a hypothetical. Would you play? Let's say there's big time game, right? You know, there's a big game that just came out. Let's just take an example because this actually happened with streamers I know. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, right? Cyberpunk 2077. All right.
No,
that
not
game
that
came out,
game.
right? And we all know it's cursed, and the graphics were bad, and you basically had to have a really high-end PC just to play average, like just to play medium graphics and not crash, right? Now this happened for a bunch of streamers I know. Streamers are like, I don't know about playing it, you know, $60 games, investment, yada yada. And someone goes, here's the game, I'm gifting you the game. Now play it for me on launch. And then they went, you know what? Sure. It's a hype game. It's a really nice gift. Thank you so much. And then they turn it on. And then they want to turn it off. And then they go, but I was just gifted the game.
I mean, I think if you're gifted a game, you're obligated to at least try it.
Well, see, so that's my question. Are you? Like, and if it's, let's say, something, you know, like a $60 full game title, how much are you obligated to play it and stream it before you say just no?
I'd give it at least. It depends on if it depends on the game. It depends on if chat's into it. Depends on if you're into it. So, like, let's say I gave you Super Mario Maker 2, which whether or not you have it already, that's a $50 game. Let's say you start playing it and you realize it's one of your favorite games ever. And that's going to be a way different case than here's Cyberpunk 2077 and it sucked. You like an hour into it, you're not having fun. Chat's not having fun. Then yeah, it's safe. It's sorry, I'm cutting the rope here. You know, no one's enjoying this.
So, well, yeah. So I use that as a very specific example because obviously, if you're enjoying it, it's great. What, like, how much are you willing to play that you don't feel guilty, assuming you feel guilty at all, if it's something like just like bad, like Cyberpunk 2077?
Oh, what's the game Vixen just played? It was a werewolf game. It just came out for the PS4. It was $60, and she beat it in like 8 hours and said it wasn't fun. She said it was pretty awful. So yeah, that sucks.
Right,
but
what about you, Tiger Jess?
I'd give it one sitting. Like a 4-hour sitting. Like a 4-hour sitting. That gives me a good idea of like how I feel about the game and if the gameplay is working for me. I'll use actually I don't even remember the title. It was something like Resident Evil, and I was like, I'm gonna try it and just to get used to having a scary game. And I got to chapter 3, and the camera just was not doing it for me, so I had to put it down.
Interesting. What about you, Banana? Would you say 4 hours?
4 hours for just playing like a new game.
Like 4 hours if I gifted you a game, right, and wanted you to stream it, and you're streaming it, but it's terrible.
Fallout 76. Here you go.
Depends on what it is, to be honest.
let's pretend. Oh, jeez, I'm trying to think of something you would not enjoy. Let's pretend it was I don't know. What on earth do you not enjoy? I don't actually know.
76. I'm just saying, no one enjoyed that.
I actually know one streamer who actually did that full time for a while.
You know one streamer, that does not count.
Well, they're a very
Wow.
pretty solid streamer, so they were bigger than I am.
Fair enough.
But all right, let's just say Banana was playing Destiny 2. And I don't know if you have any opinions on it, but let's just pretend you really did not like Destiny 2, but someone gifted it to you.
I would probably still play it. Yes. Maybe I think 6 hours.
6 hours? Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I know it's a very long time length, but it 4 hours is
Would
not enough. Sorry.
would you take into account like the popularity of the game? So like the Hyrule Warriors Legends game, whatever that was. I had no interest in playing it. Or actually, you know, even better example, Pokemon Snap. Like, I recognize it's a very popular game right now, but I can't bring myself to buy it because I don't really want to play it. I don't think it's worth $60. So if someone gifted it to me, I don't know how long I could play it. I'd probably play it an hour, unless I got into it. I'm calling it quits at an hour at least, if not sooner.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, so in general, I think, and you can, well, one person's saying return them, but for the sake of argument, we're just pretending that you can't return games. Because that's just too easy a cop out. But yeah, I would say if you wish to donate a game to me, never donate the game directly unless you just don't care if I play it or not. Like, if you want to give me a game and say, here's a nice game or a cheap game or a free game I got, here's the game, stream it if you want to, sure. Otherwise, I'd say gift me the equivalent of the money for the game, and at least then, if I don't want to play the game, it's not you wasting your money per se. You can just say you're supporting the streamer, you're funding a different game entirely, whatever.
tFay, you literally just said, "Don't gift me games I don't want to play. Give me money instead."
I mean, if you're not sure if they want to play the game, like I wasn't sure if I was to be all right. So real
What?
talk, I was not gonna buy Pokemon Snap when it came out. And then someone literally gave me 6,000 bits in one night, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll play Pokemon Snap. You basically funded the game. I'm willing to check out Pokemon Snap, right? And then
if I give you Honey Pop 2, you'll play it?
Oh gosh, no, no. I'll say no.
Off stream Discord stream.
No, not even off stream. I'm never even gonna play. I don't even ignore the very obvious NSFW components of that game. I just hate Bejeweled based puzzlers. Like,
That's fair.
I wouldn't even enjoy the gameplay.
Too bad. Jumping you in the chair and we're gonna watch you play it.
No.
Markiplier was very successful when he played it.
Okay, why on earth would I ever stream a game off stream? Outside, and anyone who knew me before as a streamer, I don't want to hear it. Now, why would I ever stream a game off stream? Like, is there really any benefit to it?
Yeah, honestly, there's no, unless you were planning to play the game already. I agree. I would never play a game off stream.
Like
that doesn't make sense. I agree.
Okay, so like Tiger Jess, would you stream your visual novels off stream? Like, just get in a Discord call and read it off to everyone in the Discord call?
I don't think so, no.
End of the game.
I mean, if you're gonna argue, imagine a hypothetical scenario where you don't get any followers, subs, donations, or anything from a stream. Is it really that different from streaming to Discord?
Well, isn't that streaming before you become an affiliate? Unless you're counting it as a
I can make
aspiration goal.
yeah, that's actually a fair point.
Like testing things out, yeah.
I mean, shameless quick plug. I am looking for another potential guest in the future for a aspiring streamer episode. So if you're someone listening to this who is not a streamer and wants to be a streamer in the future and would like to be an episode about that, hit us up. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Doesn't sound shameless enough, but okay.
No, totally more shameless. Actually, so
what is
speaking. Yeah, go ahead, Noctis.
I was gonna say, if I sent you a Super Nintendo and whatever game, it doesn't matter. Would you play it on stream?
What? No. I would literally take that Super Nintendo and literally put it in an arbitrary location, take a photo of it, post it in my Discord, and say whoever wants it, go find it. It's sitting there free. Go nuts. Or I just mail it to someone who actually know the address of, or a PO box.
I'll take it. Yoink.
Like, I know many streamers with PO boxes. I'll send it to one of them.
Superman 64.
I guess it'd be a cool get.
Like, I've actually had someone donate me money, literally saying, now you have to play game XYZ, and I've never played that game. I just took the money and ran. I was like, no, yeah, thanks for the donation. I'm still not playing it though.
So I'm gonna do a faux pas and respond to chat a little bit and say Duck Hunt probably wouldn't work on TVs that tFay even has is the problem. Duck Hunt and games like that use the light rifle only work on old CRT TVs, not the new flat screens. They work in a different way. Fun gamer fact. There you go. There's a fun fact.
Wow, super fun fact. Well, I mean, Tiger Jess, what would you do if someone gifted you a game, just like literally gave you the physical game? Would you try, and you knew right away that you didn't want to do it? Would you give them their 4 hours?
It's something that I know I will absolutely not like. Like, if they gifted me a first-person shooter, absolutely not.
What about you, Banana?
Would you try it? I mean, would you try it? Would you
attempt?
Yeah.
And play it.
Probably not.
Oh.
Okay.
Because there's a difference if you don't know. Like, if you gift me a random indie game I've never heard of, right? I'll try. I can try it, right? If you give me, the newest Call of Duty game, I'd say this is a great paperweight that I'm putting in the garbage. It'll hold those. It'll hold those garbage papers, but it'll hold the garbage down very well.
Gift it to someone who wants it.
I've done that before. I've bought in games that are, or like I've been given game codes. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want this. First person DM, you can have it.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, let's how do you choose? All right, let's say, how would you decide? Let's pretend technology is not, all right, this is for Banana and Tiger Jess, who both admitted early in the stream they pick games more or less based on their technological availability. If you had all the technology access in the world, you could stream anything you want at maximum graphics with perfection. But you can only pick one genre of game. And you had to be a full-time streamer with that genre of game. What would you pick and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. Do you count emulators as well or no? Or just
as long as it fits the genre. You can only pick that one genre though.
That would oh shoot. So I'm thinking of a dual type right now, puzzle adventure.
Really? Puzzle adventure, not platformer.
Well, some are and some aren't is the thing.
I'd have to say an action adventure.
Oh, so you're both picking adventure ones.
Well, it's a very vague like genre type. It's pretty open.
Okay, so
Adventure could you could put Half-Life honestly in the adventure category almost.
oh my
Even though
gosh,
it's
that
more of a
yeah, that's another can of worms right there. All right, give an example of your desired genre. Let's try to narrow this down a bit.
I like that. That's better.
Like a title?
Like your lead title, like you say, I now have all the technology power to whatever. I'm gonna be, I'm committing to this genre. This is my starting title. Like I would say, if I decided, to go, all right, let's use me as an example, right? I'm known a lot these days as a farm streamer because I play a lot of them these days. My leading title was Stardew Valley. That's kind of like what started me off on playing all these kinds of different farm sims.
Sure, it's not Detroit Become Human because I think that's more your speed.
Not a farm sim.
It is if you're grinding for those cutscenes.
That's true.
Wait. Banana and Tiger Jess, go. Give an example.
This is a tough one.
This is so tough.
Oh wow! Suddenly it sounds like they really picked generic genres on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, like I have top 3 genre, and I'm just like, oh gosh, what title like encompasses it all?
See this. This is not because actually was right. You guys coughed out with your genres. You don't even have an example.
I'm gonna go with the obvious answer. I'm sure I'll be known for being that Kingdom Hearts streamer.
So confusing gameplay. All right, we got tigers. Let's go with bananas.
No. Hold up. All right, I have to defend Tiger Jess's game here. All right, and all the Kingdom Hearts fans in chat. The gameplay is not confusing. It's the story that makes no sense.
I apologize.
Yeah, you come in for the characters.
So that's unfair.
You go for the characters and you stay for the gameplay.
What is this YouTube
that's
fan service thumbnails? Yeah. Oh my! Like you
see Disney characters in a video game. Of course, you're gonna go for it.
Oh my god! All right, what about Banana?
I think I'd go more towards complex and suffering games.
Okay, can you give an example of what on earth is a complex and suffering game?
It's more like games that make you want to just throw it away, but then after you just beat it and all that, that brings in like the joy. I have no idea. There are like so many titles out there that can be.
Pick one. You're not actually committing to this choice, IRL.
No, maybe. Let's just say Kaizo in general or like Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a hard one.
So Souls-like games?
Yeah,
no. All right. I'm gonna go on a rant about the Souls-like genre. All right. I love the Souls games, but I hate that Souls-like is a genre.
But okay, then come up with a alternative title to describe games that are Souls-like.
But you can't be a question. Describe the games. Souls-like games should be described more specifically outside of you die a lot.
But that's like saying platformers should be more than you jump from platform A to platform B.
Why not? That's literally that's literally what people are. That's literally like the core game mechanic. The core game mechanic of Souls games is not dying a lot. The core game mechanic
do you die any more in Super Mario Bros. Than you die in Dark Souls? Probably not. You probably die more in Super Mario Brothers.
But Dark Souls is not defined by the dying. That's the conception. That's the preconception that people have about Dark Souls games. You can play Dark Souls games and not die very much at all. It's the learning and getting better through repetition that is the whole point of the game. People just associate it with dying.
That's the problem with trying to come up with a different title for Souls-like games than Souls-like. It's not just being Souls-like.
I'm saying
there's more to it.
No, you want to apply this to streamers? Like, all right. You know, let's split. Let's take variety streamers, which is, let's be honest, like 70+% of streamers, and let's just divvy it up. Divvy it up like based on where. So like, Tiger Jess is voice acting streamer, a streamer who voice acts, even if it's just Mickey Mouse.
Pretending to be Donald Duck.
Hey, I still stand by that. Was great. I don't know. Well, like, banana, or well, I guess actually no. Let's actually take that very literally. All right. Do we think that variety streamer is too general? That it basically tells you nothing about the streamer?
I have thought that for so long. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That just means you play video games in general. No shit. You play video games. Wow. I'm surprised. Oh my god. Describe yourself a little bit better than variety streamer. It doesn't mean anything. Tell me what games you like to play. Oh, I hate it. And
Complex
everyone
gamer.
does it.
So fun fact, I was thinking that I wanted to start making shorter highlight clips just to share around, you know, of like great moments from the podcast. I feel like I just found the stream's highlight. Oh my gosh. What do you think, Tiger Jess and Banana? I'm gonna overrule Noctis for a second because he sounds like he wants to throw his SNES controller at the hypothetical wall that is this overlay he made.
I'll just fucking mute myself for a second. Oh my god.
So now that Noctis is literally raging in a second, Tiger Jess and Banana, what are your thoughts on the variety streamer genre?
I'm just thinking like I know it covers a lot of bases, but I think when they call themselves a variety streamer, or just, you know, in general, even though you do say that, are you just gonna do one thing and the other thing?
So
I
like
don't know what I just said.
No. Actually, that's a fair point. But I want to hear Tiger Jess's response before I comment on that.
Well, initially, when I was introducing myself to new viewers, I would say, "Hi, I'm Tiger. I like to stream visual novels, action adventures, and JRPGs." And it just kind of sounded like really long-winded. And I kept hearing the term variety streamer, and it seemed to fit the bill a little bit more, that I am open to playing a lot more than my top three genres. So I started using that.
So that's what I would ask is what, and the obvious problem
welcome
is,
back.
what do you say you are? I was always here. What would you like? What's the alternative to a variety streamer? Because obviously, yeah, everyone's pretty much a variety streamer. I don't think I've met anyone that only plays one game.
I
The
mean,
alternative would probably be
well,
be back
Banana's,
to what I was using before.
but Banana brought up the interesting point of, if you played literally two things, are you actually a variety streamer, as it were? So let's say you play Valorant, a very popular game right now, and Kaizo, right? Let's pretend you only do one of those two things. Are you a variety streamer?
Yeah.
Sort of. Because like you're playing more than one thing, but also if it's just games in general, you just call yourself just a gamer about that much. But if you did something else, maybe like maker, crafting, maybe keyboard building, I have no idea. Maybe it can be like that.
Then technically, you're still a variety streamer. You're just no longer a variety gamer.
Yeah, so this is way before I started became a streamer. Just when I used to, of the streamers that I watched, variety streamers were, to me, because this is the example that I saw, streamers who literally did a different game every single stream, or maybe 2 streams max. And that to me was variety. And there was actual talk at the time of how difficult it can be to be a variety streamer because you have to keep switching games. And it actually just became, nowadays everyone just calls themselves Friday streamer because you don't want to have to force yourself to only play one game, but it doesn't actually tell you, it doesn't tell new viewers very much about you, right? I know that I literally say this as I call myself a variety streamer every time someone follows, so you don't have to bring that up.
See, to me, I think Tiger is the only one among us that's to me an actual variety streamer because as she likes to do crafts, she said she likes to do cosplay. All of that stuff is what makes you a variety streamer in my book. It's not playing different games. It's you do different things with your stream.
Well, I would honestly agree with you. I think Tiger Jess is a great definition of variety streamer.
Yeah, definitely.
Like stamp that on her face. Now, to flip that around then, how do you categorize a pseudo variety streamer, I guess, which we can call the rest of us, where we just play games, but do we just say we're a streamer? Do we say we're a video game streamer? Like,
That's why I don't label myself like that when I'm streaming.
no, but let's say someone
You-
asks, like, what kind of
Okay.
streamer are you?
Oh, what kind of streamer? I'm a video game streamer. Honestly, I don't do cosplay. I don't do cooking. I don't do any of that stuff. I only play video games.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm staying away from this thing, but there's always the argument that a lot of people make. Not saying I agree with it. Just before anyone starts flaming me, that Twitch is only for gamers. Right? So that the idea that I'm a video game streamer is supposed to be redundant again for these people. That you should only be doing games on Twitch because that's how the platform started off. And it branched into everything else that it is today.
Yeah, but it's such a moot point anymore because just chatting is usually the number one category on Twitch. No, I like yes, part of it is people that are starting their gaming or ending their streams. They usually go to just chatting, but that's such a huge part of the platform is just people talking.
I mean,
that's why
we did say last episode how people lie about their categories, and I literally went to someone who was doing a just chatting stream today, and their stream title was Little Nightmares First Playthrough. I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me.
Yeah. Happens a lot.
That's why game titles are nice when you're trying to find someone that's actually playing the game, but just chatting is, I would argue, most of the platform. People are just like talking while playing the game.
I mean, yeah, I just wish there were better ways to diversify variety streamers. I guess similar to how I get annoyed at Souls-like, because it tells you very little about the game itself outside of very general information that you could probably get from just looking at the box art. Like, oh, I'm gonna die a lot? Yeah, I figured that. I figured that I'm gonna die a lot when I glanced at your game trailer. Like,
so when
great.
So when I say Souls-like, just assume you're gonna die a lot? To me, Souls-like usually implies it's harder than an average game. Like it's not for people that don't like hard games. You're gonna die a lot. Bosses are gonna be a big part of it. Enemies are probably gonna respawn. There's like Souls-like usually for me, I guess, carries a connotation with it. A lot of different I'm trying to think of the word. A lot of different meanings than just die a lot.
Yeah, well, see, but that's my thing. Like, it's like with variety streamer, it's so vague, but you can't. It's so hard to specify within variety streamer. Like, how do you differentiate different variety streamers if they do like multiple types of games without just saying they're a variety streamer?
So we need to come up with a better term for us video game streamers than variety streamer. I like it. All right, we'll get right on it.
All right, Tiger Jess, you didn't answer. All right, let's go. You're the
I
fate of
have an
Twitch.
answer.
Sure.
Why not just introduce yourself as a gamer who plays a variety of genres?
Because
I
that is
call
not a
myself a pro
title.
gamer for that.
That's great. All right, so for the sake of introducing yourself, I'll actually give a legitimate answer to that. Not sure how rhetorical that was as a question, but real answer. That is perfect if you are literally introducing yourself to someone and actively talking to them. But it is terrible as a tag. If you had to put like, I don't know how many of you people look things up by tags, but tags is pretty dang important in a lot of media platforms. And, that's why people lie about their category, because of the tag, that category. So if you're saying, I'm looking up variety streamer, you want to have that kind of tag, that kind of category. That'll tell people something about you as soon as they hear it.
Yeah, if you made variety streamer a tag, it would apply to like 80% of Twitch.
Well,
is the
I
problem.
agree, but like we said last episode, Pokemon Sword and Shield applies to 80% of Pokemon streams, and half of them aren't even Pokemon
Yeah.
Sword and Shield. It's the same thing. I'm saying that saying you have a variety of games in a conversation is simple enough, but it's still, I think, important to have an identity of what kind of streamer you are, which is why I'm like, there needs to be something better than variety streamer. And until then, until there is, I have to keep calling myself a variety streamer. I wanted to call myself a farm sim streamer, but then like 5 minutes later, someone points out that I'm playing a game during my schedule that's not a farm sim. I'm like, well,
Like Okami?
It can always be another type of farm sim. I'll just call it a farm sim. You're grinding for something.
but what if we don't
Yeah,
grind?
then you're like stretching. You're stretching the a farm like Okami definitely is not a farm sim. I think everyone would agree on that, right?
I think I can agree on that. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's just really hard for people, and Tiger just basically nailed it on the head. When you're introducing someone, go ahead and just tell them about yourself instead of giving yourself a title. That's great. I just really wish that there was actually an actual title that you could have that's more specific.
Oh, okay. Then Tiger Banana. How do you guys introduce yourself? So like let's say you have someone raid, they bring like a party of 20 people. How would you introduce yourself to those people? Would you call yourself a variety streamer?
I just say like I'm a retro streamer and that's about it. Just playing like old games and hard games, hard platformers as well.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Actually, we should
that's
start
about
doing
it.
that. All right. What do you have an intro stick? For those who know, I have all of my little mini speeches that I repeat every time something happens. Like, do you have any of that? Do you think they're necessary, or is it just something the streamer can do?
I feel like they are necessary because like it feels like you're passionate about your streaming because like if someone raids you and you're just like quiet and you just don't even address it, they're not gonna be interested in you and that's about it. It's like, oh, this streamer is like dead inside or something like that. Or just doesn't wish to talk or anything at all.
What about you, Tiger Jess?
I think introductions are important. I'm still like working on one that works for me. I started off with, hi, whoever came in with the raid with the party of however many. My name is Tiger for those who don't know me. I'm a variety streamer. I tend to play visual novels, action adventures, JRPGs, things that are story driven. Right now we're playing this.
Yeah.
Neither of you guys use the term variety streamer. Do you guys not normally, or is it just because we just said the word variety streamer 1,000 times?
Are you saying we incepted them?
No, it's more like
We incepted them.
it's hard for me to actually say the word. I'm like variety, you right? It's like one of those words that I can't say, like drawer, you know?
So what?
I have used that word. I have.
Drawer?
No, variety.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you're calling yourself a drawer on stream, I mean, I would just say artist,
I am
but
a
you do
drawer.
you.
I'm a drawer.
I mean,
Oh, man.
if you draw, you're not wrong, but who on earth would say they're a drawer? I'm a drawer streamer. Gosh. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say something and I totally forgot because drawer just kept being said.
Draw.
Yeah, I legitimately forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my gosh. I will also say, as an anecdote to the Tiger Jess saying that she's working on her intro, never be afraid to try an intro, change an intro, or discard an intro entirely, or just kind of any kind of dedicated response. Those who've been with
I
me
agree.
from the beginning, right? Like, oh my gosh, tFay, you've said your follow response over 1,000 times. I'm like, I mean, yes, but at the same time, I've also changed it a lot. Whether it be hand gestures or changing a few words or just how my intonation is. And, it's just experimenting. Like, I used to play a sound alert every time someone subbed, but then that got obnoxious and I kept forgetting, so I just stopped doing
Yeah. Welcome to the T fandom.
it.
I've heard that in a while.
Oh my gosh, sure. I'll go ahead and play it just for everyone just to hear what it is. I don't even know if it'll come across. Let's see.
Welcome to the T fandom, senpai.
Yeah, so if you heard that, I
Nope.
guess
Nope.
Tiger Jess and Banana probably wouldn't have because unless they actually have my stream open. But even those listening at home, you would have heard that. I used to play that every time someone subbed. And then if someone gifted a bunch of subs, I would have to play that over and over and over again. And it got a bit ridiculous. So I just said no.
It lasted like
that's
3
okay.
weeks.
I was like, I'm good. I'm good. That's okay. It was a really cool idea. It's just not practical, and that's fine. The mistakes are fine. Don't be afraid to try things and fail. Don't feel afraid to try games and give up on them without beating them. I think
I would agree.
Yeah, try new things.
I
Spread
have-
the horizons.
I have tried so many games and just decided to arbitrarily stop playing them so many times, and I can't even tell if people even noticed half the time because they never bring up the
Alright.
game again.
That sounds like an interesting question. So how off the top of your head for Tiger and Banana, how many games do you think you've started and haven't finished?
In my
Ooh.
life?
Oh, just like during
As a streamer in your life. Well, when I was 3,
As
I
a
played
variety
this
game.
game of
I mean, so many
tic-tac-toe.
games, you know.
I think I've only really given up on one to stream so far.
Only one. What game was that? If you
Only
don't mind
that?
asking.
That's a great record. What's the one game?
Higurashi.
Okay, that's fair.
That you are not the only
wow.
streamer I've seen giving
Wow.
up on Higurashi. Oh my
Man,
gosh.
that's funny.
I mean, I'll still play it, but like not live. There's just too much reading, and it's not what I expected.
That's fair. So, okay, tFay, what was the last game that you started and didn't finish? I'm kind of curious.
The last one?
Mm-hmm.
From a literal standpoint, I would say Story Seasons, but I wouldn't really count that because I do have great plans of going back to it when the DLC comes out. If you're talking about dropping it and just no plans of going back to it, I would say Ageless.
See, what I guess what my qualifiers for this would be, it can't be a game that goes on forever. You can't say like Minecraft or Animal Crossing or anything like that. It has to
That's
be a
fair,
game
that's
that has
fair.
a definitive end.
So
that
then
you just
I
have
would
never
say
seen.
Ageless. Ageless is an indie game. I think I'm 75-80% of the way through it. Just a rough ETA if you just look at the progression on the map. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not nearly intelligent enough at these types of games to figure this out without just looking everything up. And at least to me, when you have to look up every single component of a game, especially on stream, that's very dull. It's like,
That's true.
hold up while I look up another answer. Hold up while I look up another answer, guys. I mean, if you're at home, look up everything you want. I don't care. like cheat your way through from beginning to end. But when you're a streamer, unless that's your thing, like I couldn't do it, so I had to drop it. And you know what? Literally, no one has mentioned the game since. Maybe one time, and I forgot.
I'm surprised I didn't even mention it either, because I did watch someone else play it.
Yeah, see, Banana was the most interested in the game, and even he never
Yeah.
mentioned it. That just emphasizes the point that you can drop games and no one gives a shit.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'd say one's come to mind. I haven't finished the second Donkey Kong Country. I got so bored with it. I just could not. I
Makes
can't bring
sense.
myself to play it again.
And that's fine. Like, you know, you can drop the games because for the most part, people just want to see the streamer. You know, one of the oldest sayings you hear from the dawn of time is people don't care about the game, they want to see the streamer, which to a degree is true. Like, if you drop a game, except for the very rare occasion, it is very rare that you're suddenly going to see a drastic drop in viewers just because you didn't want to play a game anymore. Unless, you know, you're not a quote unquote variety streamer and you're literally only that one game. I mean, if you commit yourself and stream 40 hours of Valorant a week and then stop playing Valorant, you'll probably lose your viewers. Just gonna throw that out there.
Makes me feel of like Animal Crossing streamers as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yes.
Yeah,
I
my
mean,
friend he started
oof.
as one, and all of a sudden he stopped, and then that's when everything went downhill for him.
we know. But like, Jess still plays Animal Crossing, doesn't she? Doesn't I think Scruffy still does? People still
Yeah.
play Animal Crossing.
They still play, but they were never Animal Crossing committed streamers. They were people who played Animal Crossing. So when they drop, people don't watch them for the Animal Crossing. They watch them play Animal Crossing, which I think is a vast difference. If you're someone who only plays one game, and if you build up your audience around that game, it's very hard to leave without losing that audience, because if just because you're bored of the game doesn't mean they are. They'll go watch some other Animal Crossing streamer.
Oh man.
And it's just, you know, and that's partly why a lot of people claim to be variety streamers. They don't want anyone to watch them and be committed to the one game. I mean, for anyone who watched me only for my Five Nights at Freddy's playthroughs, I'm glad you're not here. Because I could not do that.
All right, there's the question. So have you guys seen a drop in viewers, chat interaction, however you want to quantify it? People that came to you when you were playing a certain game and have never come back. Because I've dealt with that with Super Metroid and Donkey Kong Country. People that like seeing those old games that just they don't give a shit about anything produced after 1993, apparently.
Yeah, I have had many already for sure.
What about you, Tiger Jess?
I've had a few. I got a lot of reception when I played Bendy and the Ink Machine, which is not my usual game to play, so I haven't really seen any of the people that were engaged in that chat in any of my other streams.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think the only times I've seen that happen where I know it's because of the game and not because they just didn't like me, or the 50 people who come to me these days and say school's over, I can watch you again, is JRPGs. So I played when I started streaming, my very first game was Persona 4, and you know, if you don't know the Persona fandom, it's like a more weeby Japanese version of the Kingdom Hearts fandom. And they see you playing a Persona game, and they're gonna be in your chat, and they go like, yeah, you do this, the other thing. Who's your favorite Persona? Yada yada. And then as soon as you're like, and I literally had this conversation in the chat, like, yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna play this that much. And they're like, oh, but I would watch you play it. I'll be here. And then I just don't play it, and then I never see them again.
Sorry, I'm a variety streamer.
I'm a variety streamer. Or
You just
even,
add that to my queue.
I mean,
there's a bunch of games that'll guarantee bring in views. I think Pokemon's my always go-to. I think that's always, no matter what no matter what game, Pokemon is always going to bring in viewers. Simple way about it.
I would agree on that. I think that
Yeah.
just Pokemon's just solid, whether it be one thing or another thing. I'm actually very curious to see how far Pokemon Snap carries, because
It'll
I
be over by July. I bet you anything.
Maybe.
I mean,
yeah.
give it over
if
by
even that
July.
long.
It's May.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm willing to bet you it's over by July.
No, I'm saying that's a lot longer than I was gonna give it.
Oh.
What? The game isn't that long.
Maybe they came out with extra content. I don't know.
Like, unless they announce DLC or something like it, you could literally casually beat that game in less than 15 hours. And even if you're gonna completionist it, July?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that's my problem with games that are popular. Is you're getting people that are only interested in that game, and as soon as you're done playing it, they don't give a shit. See ya.
Okay.
Sorry, you're not playing
I
Pokemon
am
Snap
literally,
anymore.
feel free to quote me on this. I am planning on getting 4 diamonds on every Pokemon and try to do all the requests, because I'm just enjoying it and I like that completionist thing and I think it's really fun. I don't think I play this through July. I think I'll either succeed or give up before then. Like, July? What? How could you make content of this game for that long unless you're like one of those people who edit their photos with all the little filters and the little items that you can put on the Pokemon, and you can then upload it onto social media and show your friends?
Yeah, okay, you say that, but look at Animal Crossing, for example. That game's still going.
That
It doesn't
game
pull the
gets
same views.
regularly slow updates.
But maybe isn't Pokemon Snap supposed to get some updates? So
I have yet to
DLC?
hear this. Are they?
It wouldn't surprise me.
I'm
With
just saying.
Sword and Shield doing so well with
But
the
Sword and
DLC,
Shield
it wouldn't
also
surprise me
had
if it
announced
comes
updates. They announced
Yeah,
their
I know.
updates. Pokemon Snap hasn't announced jack shit.
But I would love to see when Isle of Armor was announced after the release of Pokemon. How long did it take before they announced that DLC?
Okay, actually, this is a great next question for Tiger eating the banana over here. First of all, Tiger, just how are you liking your banana, by the way? Is it good? Is it tasty? Is it healthy?
It is ripe and yummy.
Sweet.
I see.
All right. So let's say you're playing game. All right. Let's say you're playing. I'm trying to think. All right. You played Bendy, right? You played your Bendy game, and it was apparently really popular with your niche fandom, whatever. And then you beat it and you stopped, right? Now let's say months later they announce DLC. Let's pretend it's free, just so cost isn't a variable. And the game gets your DLC. It's an entire new, new area, new levels, yada yada yada. Are you willing to go back to the game, or is that like too weird because of the time gap? And you're like, if they gave me DLC when it was like right when the game was popular or when I was streaming it, that's one thing. But I'm not gonna go back just for DLC because none of my current viewers have watched me play Bendy, most likely.
DLC, probably not. New titles, yes.
What
I'm
about
actually
you,
playing a
Banana?
spin-off on Friday, so I don't even know if I'm gonna have like repeat viewers.
I see.
What about you, Banana? Would you go back for DLC?
Depends on the game.
That's
Oh,
fair. That's
boy.
fair. I
Yeah.
mean, like, farms. I guess I'm biased because Farm Sims DLC is like revival. All right, that's what revives a Farm Sim stream. When there's DLC, like Stardew did that for everyone. 1.5.
Exactly. Look at
Like,
Stardew.
oh
That-
my gosh.
DLC and
Every update,
updates.
Stardew, that game comes back just as strong as when it was back in 2015-16. Like that game comes back really, really strong.
I don't. Well, okay. So Tyre just said before, if it's a new title. What if it's a new title that's sequentially important? So, I don't know. What did you play Bendy 1 or Bendy 2 or
I don't know. I think it was the first one.
okay, so let's pretend that Bendy 2, I think there's a Bendy 2, but let's just pretend it's new. Let's pretend months happen, and then there's Bendy 2, and it's story-wise sequential after Bendy 1. Would you be interested in streaming it?
Yes.
And it's like, are you potentially worried of alienating your audience if they don't know Bendy 1?
Nope.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
Okay.
All right.
I
I
guess
highlighted my whole reaction video. They can go watch it.
nice.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
a great response. You can, if my
Yeah.
PNG could clap, it would clap. But you know, I mean, I can give you a sound alert for applause. Not that you can hear it. But I mean, so this is when I've actually had that fear a lot for many types of story-based games, where I'm hesitant to play a sequel if people aren't very like aware of the previous game. It's hard for them to be invested on it. I mean, like, heck, like if I was to watch someone stream Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm gonna be like, why does Goofy have 5 clones and they're all saying you have to save the world from giant hot dogs? And then the streamer's like, no, you just play the first game. It makes sense. I'm like, okay.
It's an opportunity to explain what's going on.
Well, I guess as long as you have no problem doing that, that's fair. Some streamers don't. I've seen streamers who literally get annoyed when people ask, like, can you explain what's happening in the game? Because, you know, they're like trying to focus on the game, right? Like, don't interrupt me. No, I don't want to have to explain myself 50 times. You know, I don't have to explain the same thing 50 times. I'm like, I had, if you remember, like, people who were here last week, I had mic problems then. You had everybody coming in and asking the same question. Is there something wrong with your mic? Is there something wrong with your mic? Is there something wrong with your mic? And then people...
Something wrong with your mic?
And then some people went, is there something wrong with your mic? I'm sorry, you must have been asked that 50 times already. So some streamers just wouldn't want to explain what's happening in their game to the people or whatever.
Okay.
Are you back, Noctis?
I am.
Welcome
Oh.
back.
I think explaining what's going on gives me something to talk about. And it helps with those moments of silence. So I don't mind explaining what's going on because it gives me a topic to talk about.
Oh, that's a pretty solid point. I could definitely back that up. I guess I generally don't think that because chat basically knows I never shut up. So I just arbitrarily pick something to talk about. But that's actually a pretty solid point. Or question, another question. Actually, yeah, especially for Mr. Chromebook of Chaos over there.
Hello.
What if you're having technical issues? Would you put that as a disclaimer in your title?
Well, obviously in like the current stream, not yet, but like maybe in future streams, yes, I would put like exclamation point command and then, you know, but then if people still just they still talk about it and they don't really look at the title at all much.
So
I'm
my
absolutely.
I mean, my discouragement personally from putting something's wrong in the title is if I see a stream and I see something's wrong, I'm just gonna not watch the stream because I know something's wrong with it without even going to it. That's just a me thing.
But I guess it depends on what you mean by a technical issue. I would say, sorry guys, my mic stopped working, or my headphones, because they did like midstream they stopped working. And that's just something to put in there. It's being honest with people. Personally, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem telling them. Like, I'll make it a command. I'm just not gonna advertise it in my title. Let them come in first. But I don't know. What about you, Tiger Jess?
If I'm having technical difficulties on the spot, I would point it out.
Well, what'd you put in your title?
I I don't think I'd put it in my title though. I
See,
haven't
alright.
had any like technical difficulties that lasted the entire stream
I'd
yet.
say
Knock on wood.
the most consistent thing that I've heard in a title, or that I've seen in a title regarding tech, is no mic streams. For better or worse, whether they're just shy or they mic is actually broken. They'll often put no mic in the title if their stream is no mic.
I gotta be honest, if I see a title with no mic in it, I'm probably not going.
Well, see, that's my
Like, if
issue.
we-
Why do I want to put any? I have technical problems like that. You just said you're not going to a no mic channel.
But I'm not trying to trick people into watching me, tFay. I'm trying to be
It's
honest
not
with viewers.
tricking, all right? Withholding
It is
information
tricking.
is
It is.
not tricking. You're not saying I have no
Bullshit.
problems.
You're
You're
not
not
giving
saying I
people
have
full
no
information.
problems. But
It's
that logic,
lying by omission.
by omission,
by
by that
omission.
lot, there's not enough characters in titles to you want my old
There
streams
is.
then should have literally been called I am playing this game, but I might have to stop arbitrarily because frames die and I'll have to restart the stream, and I hope you stick around.
Don't make
So
it so
this is how
detailed.
tFay got where he is. By lying to people, by tricking them into
How
coming
dare
to his
you.
stream. How dare you?
You know what? All right. You want to go there? We'll make that a topic. How literal do your titles have to be? Because if anyone's ever been on YouTube, clickbait titles is like one of the greatest skills and success in YouTube. You know, just coming up with those vague, misleading titles to get people to, check out your stream or whatever.
I put about 8 seconds worth of thought into my titles. If the game is there, people know how to find me. My titles, whatever. Do you like? Usually, when I'm trying to pick a game or pick a streamer to watch, I'm not going by what their title is. I'm going by, are they playing, let's say, Pokemon Sword and Shield? Cool. Click on them. Oh, they're not. Leave. Like I don't care about titles as a viewer. I'm just curious what you guys think.
As a viewer, I don't really care for titles. I care about like what the genre is, what you're playing, what you're doing. I'm quite literal with my titles, and they're fairly short. Like I'm doing this, and that's that.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
don't really care much about titles either, but it's just sometimes I do occasionally look, but not all the time. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm here because you're streaming this certain thing, or you're just having a special occasion happening, or just anything. I just because like sometimes clickbait titles as well, and it could be false, it could be true. You don't know yet until you actually enter the stream.
So I've put, I'd say 30 seconds on average when coming up with a title. I don't try to make it like super clickbaity, but I try to think of like something remotely interesting. And obviously most people don't read titles, but like I've actually had, I don't even remember what it was, and I wasn't even doing this intentionally. I said playing this game dressed up as XYZ because my character in the game was dressed up, and then someone literally came in and they're like, "Hey, I thought you were cosplaying. You said you were dressed up as this." I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm blaming English in this one particular case because that was not clickbait. That was a misleading title, but intriguing titles can potentially just get you even just one or two viewers, and at least to me, the potential of one or two viewers that may then want to stay and follow you because they were quote unquote clickbaited by your title is at least worth putting a little bit of thought into it.
I would say like when coming up for the title for Spotify or even like the podcast in general, Luna Lounge, blah blah blah. I put a lot of thought into it because I see it as if I upload it to YouTube, upload it to Spotify, whatever, I no longer have control over it. I have to
Yes, you
the
do.
podcast has to speak for itself.
You literally can change
But
the title after you upload it.
that's different. Like if for streaming, if someone comes in and says Luna Lounge episode 2, blah 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 blah, you can respond to that You can't do that live on a YouTube comment or a
Ah,
Spotify. Spotify comment? I don't know. I don't use Spotify.
Well,
But yeah, that's what I
shameless
would say.
plug
It's
that
like
we are now on Spotify as well as YouTube.
that's true. But yeah, I would say like if I'm trying to appeal to people, I don't worry about it as much on Twitch as I do anywhere else.
Yeah, I think I guess it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I just seen so like I grew up on YouTube like from way back when like it first started. So I'm like desensitized to clickbaity titles. I just kind of think in clickbaity titles. Like I will literally look at YouTube titles even if I'm not watching the video, and I'll just analyze how good a title it is. I'll think, does this make me want to watch? Or I'll look at a thumbnail. Does this thumbnail make me want to click on it? Like what part of the thumbnail makes me want to click on it? You know? Like I've seen a lot, like as a weeb, there was a trend. Geez, what was the trend? I think it was like just putting like something like made in Japan or something on the bottom of your thumbnail, regardless if it had anything to do with like anything, it would actually see an increase in your viewers because people are like, oh, this is made in Japan. I want to see what it is. And it's just very
yeah.
interesting like that. I grew up on this.
YouTube, like looking at the trending tab on YouTube it's so much different. Like you can't copy a YouTube title and put it into your Twitch title. It's not going to have the same effect. Like if you go to YouTube, it's going to be, oh my god, I blew my car up, question mark, exclamation point, blah blah blah, and it's going to have like a red arrow pointing at an explosion, probably not even related to your car. And like the video doesn't even have to be about the car. That's the problem. As opposed to Twitch, if you want to get people watching whatever game you're playing, you have to be honest about it. You have to say, I am playing Pokemon. Yes, there's some variation to that with Pokemon Sword and Shield, but you're still playing Pokemon usually.
Okay, but what if, let's say, and if let's say you're a viewer and you're looking up a category, right? It's like, let's say I'm looking up Hollow Knight as a category, right? And I'm like, all right, well, I see 10 streamers here and they're all very literal and they're saying I'm playing Hollow Knight. And then you have some other streamer saying, you know, I'm getting drunk and I'm failing at Hollow Knight. All right, that is a unique title to me, and I might want to click on that title out of all of the people because they have a unique title if I'm happy to be looking up that category.
Yeah, but like that's like saying if okay, the streamer A is saying playing Hollow Knight, Night 2, blah blah blah. The next person, Hollow Knight randomizer, blah blah blah. Next person is Hollow Knight, my mic broke, but I'm gonna try and play anyway. Which one would you play? Which one would you click on?
Well, what if they, all right, let's say not put a negative thing. I mean, what if Tiger just said, you know, playing Hollow Knight in a Tiger cosplay? You know, is that clickbait? Hell yeah. Whether or not she's actually in a Tiger cosplay or not, I'm gonna click on that video, and I could literally just go and see a PNG of Tiger Jess in a tiger outfit, and it'll be like, "Yep, this is me in my Tiger cosplay," and I got debated, but you know it's okay because that got me to click on the video.
See, but then they're gonna leave because you're not being honest. If you say I don't have a mic because it broke, and people still click on on your video, they're probably not going anywhere. But if you say, "Hey, I'm playing Hollow Knight, watch me beat it tonight," and you're like on the first boss, you've never played it before, it's not you're not being truthful. You're not going to get lasting viewers.
Stand by that. I'm gonna beat this game are my most popular streams because they always know I'm not gonna beat it, and they're all waiting to see what happens to make me unable to beat it this time.
That's blocking you.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I say I'm a pro gamer and I struggle with Hollow Knight.
I'm merely saying that clickbaity titles can make people want to watch your stream.
It does sometimes.
And if they're not going to want to stay, Well, if they weren't gonna click on your stream if you didn't have a clickbaity title anyway, you might as well gamble. Cause if you go, alright, like if I say, oh, I don't want to watch this streamer, oh, and alright, fine, I'm just gonna click on them, and then you see, cute VTuber, oh my gosh, kawaii, take all my money, and then then you're stuck, then you're down the VTuber rabbit hole, right? But you have to, give them that 10-second chance, right? That's how you grow on Twitch. You're trying to take advantage of that initial impressions people have, but you need to get them to look at you first. Why do we rate each other? So they can glance at you for 10 seconds, decide if they want to leave, and hopefully they don't.
Yeah, now we're talking the difference of trying to attract people that are going to want to stay and just attracting people in general.
I mean, I think there's pretty synonymous when it comes to Twitch.
I would disagree. I don't try to attract just anybody who's anybody to watch my stream. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a giveaway every stream. You're going to get people to come look at you, but that doesn't mean anything. They're going to leave.
Just there to win something, or just check you out a little bit.
I don't know. What do you Tiger, Jess, and Banana think?
I think that an original title absolutely helps. It also helps being original, because I think like the most original title that I've had was struggling with data battles, send help, and I don't think it really did like a big difference, but I could have said something else. I don't know what I would have said.
I mean, it doesn't hurt though, right? It doesn't hurt to have. Are you ever gonna see anyone getting mad that you have a clickbaity title?
Probably
Maybe.
not.
Probably not.
No one's
Maybe.
going to be mad.
I don't know.
Now I kind of want to go through like tFay's last streams and see what all of his titles are.
I mean, I'm not saying they're any good. Disclaimer, but I do try to put something into them, depending on the stream. But like, there's no downside.
So here's one for you, tFay. I'm kind of curious. Do you ever put like goals in your streams? Not like goals for beating a game, but like I'm trying to reach 1,100 followers. I'm trying to reach 100 subs. Blah blah blah. Do you ever do anything like that in your titles?
Not as a regular thing. I think I've done that maybe once or twice when I'm trying to reach particular milestones back when I cared more about the milestones. I think it's totally fine to. I think the most common clickbaity goal title that I've seen on Twitch is Road to X amount of followers. So Road to affiliate, really close to 50 followers, right? Road to 300, Road to 1,000 followers. Right? It literally, like, personally, I click on it because I want to see how close they are.
But they're not close at all.
So are you saying that then that works?
I'm saying that can get.
Point?
I'm saying that
Yes.
can get. I'm saying that anything to get me to click on a stream is fair game. Like, whether, if we're going to talk morals, that's a completely different issue. But I'm saying, like, if you say Road to 1,000 and I click on the stream and you're like an 872, I'm like, well, you know what? Kudos, you got me to click on your stream. Let me look at you.
All right, you heard it here first from tFay. Always put follower goals in your titles, otherwise it won't work.
No.
There you go.
I don't want to grow that much.
I mean, depending on how you're defining growth, I literally see streamers with 6,000 followers and they still have averaging like 13 viewers or whatever. I don't know if they just did something else back at the time. I'm just seeing this is just random streams I visited. But like, I mean, if your goal is literally just to get follows, that's great. Just if you want to flex follows.
But
No,
isn't that what a subathon is in essence? Your goal to try and reach a certain number of subs? Would you put that in your title?
Depending on what your goal is, if for the subathon, and I suggested this, and I'll suggest this on the stream as we're nearing the end of our episode here. If you're a new affiliate and you're trying to hit 50 subs because that's how you unlock all of your emotes, I think a subathon is a great potential way of that. Like, hey, I'm doing a subathon to get the last 20, 30 emotes or 20, 30 subs I need to unlock all my emotes. Let's make a big event out of it. Instead of just praying that people coincidentally gift you enough subs to get to 50 or 50 people just happen to sub. I think that's a great thing. And I think putting that in your title is very solid. Like, you know, it's a goal or whatever. I mean, that's why people put goals on their overlays.
Yeah, no, goals on your overlays, they have a surprising amount of effect of like effectivity, to be honest. I had that one time in December. I had a number of subs, and I would normally update it live because I liked wasting my time doing that. And I had someone say that literally, when it says 0 out of 2 people subbed, they felt the need to sub, so it
To fill
wasn't
that
0 out of
number.
2. Yep.
Maybe just to brighten up your day, brighten up someone's day in general, because seeing zeros kind of hurt. Even a 1 helps, though.
Even I mean, like, I think it's like the little thing above chat to say like how many gift subs that you got, and people will change the settings just so they don't have to see it be at 0, so they make it like all time, so that way there's always a value there, because you don't like seeing like, oh, it's near the end of the month and no one's gifted me a sub yet. Because I've had
I
that.
think if you did 0 out of 1, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, I've literally seen people with crazy numbers, and I was like, what the heck? And then I realized that they put them all time, which I always found like weird. But
Yeah. I
So
never
is
really
that,
understood the all-time thing.
is that fear of missing out at work? Like people see other people have gifted a sub, so why not them?
well, the idea of why that's there in general is usually competition based. So, and I've fallen prey to this myself, where I've gone into literal sub wars with people because I wanted to be first place, and so we just keep gifting 2 subs at a time to try to be first place on X streamer and stuff like that. And it's it can be a thing. I've literally seen other people. I've gotten gift subs from people who stopped in my stream the first time because they said, "Oh, I saw you didn't hit your sub goal yet. Here you go." And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, thank you, thank you for hitting my arbitrary sub goal, and where I think I should have made this value higher."
Yeah, but if you make it too high, then it seems like you're not being reasonable.
Ah,
And
right. Well,
also,
that's why
like, you're kind
subathons
of, like,
exist.
pushing the limits, and you can kind of like desiring too much from people.
0 out of 500 subs.
Yeah.
Let's go!
So that's why
0 out of
subathons is a
500
thing,
subs.
right? If you want a
Yeah.
lot of subs, you want to justify it, so you make it an event instead of a regular thing. Like, obviously we want 500 subs every day, but that's selfish to say, oh, every day I want 500 subs. So what do? You make it a big event, and you say, I want 500 subs for this event. And suddenly, even if you don't get 500 subs, it not only doesn't make you seem scummy anymore, but it'll probably incentivize people to actually throw subs at you. I don't know.
Guess that's where it comes down to, what do you want out of your stream? Do you want people that are good, nice, and that are there to support you no matter what, or do you want to attract as many people as you can and hope one of them throws a follow or a sub at you?
As much as I'd love to say that's a great segue into a completely new conversation, we are very, very close to the end. So I
Yeah.
think we need to start wrapping things up so Banana can watch me suffer at something else.
Good. Chaos will reign.
Oh man.
So thank you so much to Tiger, Jess, and Banana for stopping in today. Would either of you
No
like to
problem.
have any closing comments?
Twas fun.
Yes, I had fun.
We have a couple of Shakespeare here, folks.
Yeah.
To be or not to be.
Do you get a trophy and literally say accepted speech? Like, it was fun getting this trophy.
Thou
Thanks.
art thou have too much fun.
I was say like a closing statement, we'll call it. Was it as stressful as either of you guys imagined? Because I think there was some tension in you guys coming into this. Like,
Sort of, yeah. It's like you're too excited that you're also nervous at the same time, you know?
I'm with
how about you,
Banana on
Tiger?
that one.
Well,
I just
I
get like
think
so nervous because I don't know what we're gonna be talking about and putting me on the spot like this.
it's
But no, it
okay.
was fun.
So yeah,
All right,
call out to anyone listening, whether it be the live chat, YouTube, or Spotify. Hashtag follow us on Spotify, subscribe to us on YouTube. You know, if you want to be on a future episode, don't be afraid to be on because you're not the most talkative person or you're not the most chatty person. That's okay. You can just listen to Noctis complain
It's
about
all
variety
good.
streamers for 2 hours, and he'll fill in the gap.
No, I got like 10 minutes in me at best. Then I'll run out of steam.
Spread the 10 minutes around.
All right, fine. All right. Well, when in doubt, all right, I do have what is a real pizza as an infinite use card for creating a conversation.
All
right. Because I have done this multiple times in my Discord and stream as some final words. If you want conversation in your chat, talk about pizza and it will start a conversation.
Bananas on pizza.
100% accuracy.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Pizza's just so common a thing. Everybody likes it. Everybody has an opinion.
And for anyone who happens to be thinking to themselves, but I don't live in either Asia and or, you know, America time zones, and this stream doesn't work for me. Please hit us up. We are definitely trying to bring in guests from all time zones. So if you are in the unfortunate European time zone where this stream starts very, very late at night for you, we can definitely start adding in other time slots that are earlier and are more suited for your own schedules. Or if you just happen to be someone who needs a very specific time slot and want to be a guest, don't be afraid to ask. We happen to stream our regular hours at this time just because it works, but we do not mind adding in slots for special streams and events for the podcast. So don't be afraid to ask if you want to be on a future episode. We have a bunch of people who are asking. I was talking to Noctis before about if we want to literally do more regular episodes just because of how many people want to be on, which might be a thing. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe we'll see an episode next week, surprisingly.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. Anything else? Anything else?
Nothing else, but yeah, thank you for allowing me to come on here.
Oh, okay.
Even though it was just for like
2 hours.
Variety streamers are a lie.
What? Variety stream? All right. You know what? All right. New rule. Okay. Every episode, the us and the guests have to come up with a pop band name. All right. So apparently our band name,
oh
our
gosh.
band name this time is apparently officially Variety Streamers Are Alive.
Variety. Oh my gosh.